Welcome back to Dungeons and Deep Dives, the series where we explore the classes of Fabula Ultima with a designer's lens and a dreamer's heart. I'm the Neosoulgod, but you can just call me Neo. And today we're channeling the primal forces of nature to uncover the secrets of the Elementalist. The Elementalist isn't just a spellcaster. They are attuned to the world's rawest truths, wielding the fury of fire, the grace of water, the freedom of air, and the might of earth. They don't just cast spells, they command the battlefield. In this video, we'll break down the Elementalist's skills, explore how its unique mechanics reward timing and precision, and offer a few tips for turning magical potential into pure elemental domination. Take a deep breath, let the winds rise, the ground shake, and unleash your inner storm. This is the Elementalist. As always, let's begin with what you get for free just by taking a single skill level into Elementalist. First, you permanently increase your maximum mind points by 5. Elementalists draw deep from their internal reservoir of will and wonder. So more MP right out of the gate helps fuel their devastating spellcraft. Second, you gain access to rituals within the ritualism discipline, letting you create large-scale magical effects that go beyond the battlefield. Need to calm a storm, ignite a ceremonial flame, or commune with the elemental spirits of a region? Ritualism gives your magic a narrative weight. Now let's break down the class skills that make Elementalists such a versatile and explosive force. Cataclysm. Power at a price. This skill lets you amplify the damage of any instantaneous spell, as long as you're wielding an arcane weapon. That's tomes and staves. You can increase the spell's total MP costs up to skill level times 10. For every 10 MP you burn this way, the spell deals an extra 5 damage to every affected creature. This makes Cataclysm your go-to when you want to blow something off the map. It rewards players who manage their MP economy wisely, letting you front-load huge bursts of damage exactly when it counts. Elemental Magic. Master the elements. This is your spell access skill. Every skill level you invest here grants you one elementalist spell. Offensive spells use insight plus willpower for the magic check, emphasizing both intellect and force of will. The full spell list covers air, earth, fire, and water, giving you tools to control the battlefield, inflict status effects, and adapt to different enemy weaknesses. We'll deep dive into these spells in the next section. Magical Artillery. Focus Fire. If you're holding an arcane weapon, this skill gives you a bonus to your magic check when casting offensive spells, equal to skill level times 2. That's a flat boost to your accuracy and reliability with damage spells. If you want to play a high intelligence, high consistency blaster who almost never misses, Magical Artillery is a clean, dependable pickup. Ritual Elementalism. Magic beyond the moment. Separate from ritualism, this skill lets you perform elementalism specific rituals, using insight plus willpower for the check. These are more narratively flexible than spells, great for story-driven mages who want to shape the environment or negotiate with elemental forces beyond combat. Spellblade. Strike with spell and steel. This hybrid skill is one of the coolest flavor options in the whole class. It lets you cast single target offensive spells using your weapon's accuracy check formula, so long as the spell's MP cost is within skill level times 10, and you're wielding a brawling weapon, a bow, dagger, flail, spear, or sword. That means your magic check could be something like dexterity plus might plus 1 if you're using a bronze sword, instead of the usual insight plus willpower. It's perfect for melee-focused characters who want to dip into spellcasting without giving up their weapon stats. Now that we've covered the fundamentals of the Elementalist class, let's dive into the beating heart of their power, spell list. These aren't abstract manipulations of magic. They are raw, primal forces weaponized and woven into the fabric of battle. Each Elementalist spell falls into one of two broad categories: supportive techniques that shift the tides of elemental energy, and offensive spells that blast, burn, or break through your enemies. Let's walk through each one. Elemental Shroud. Its MP cost is 5 times the number of targets, and it can target up to 3 creatures, and it lasts for the entire scene. You weave protective energy around your allies, shielding them from the wrath of nature. Choose a damage type: air, bolt, earth, fire, or ice, and each target gains resistance to that damage type for the rest of the scene. This is your bread and butter defense spell, especially valuable when you know what element you're up against. Layer it on your frontliners before the boss starts casting. Elemental Weapon. Its MP cost is 10, it targets 1 weapon, and it lasts for the entire scene. You channel elemental magic directly into a weapon. Pick one of the core elements: air, bolt, earth, fire, or ice, and that weapon now deals damage of that type instead of its usual kind. If you're holding the weapon when you cast this, you even get a free attack as part of the spell. Great for adapting to resistances on the fly, or punishing weaknesses with style. Flare. Its MP cost is 20. It targets 1 creature, and its duration is instantaneous. A devastating ray of fire that bypasses defenses. The target suffers your high roll plus 25 fire damage. And the best part? It ignores resistances. If you're fighting a fire-resistant elite, this spell cuts through and hits full force. It's not subtle, it's a finishing move. Fulgur. Its MP cost is 10 times the number of targets. It can target up to 3 creatures, and its duration is instantaneous. Unleash a crackling wave of electricity across the battlefield. Each target takes high roll plus 15 bolt damage, and if they're hit on a critical success, they also become dazed. Glacius. Its MP cost is 10 times the number of targets, and it can target up to 3 creatures, and its duration is instantaneous. Encase your enemies in biting frost. Targets take your high roll plus 15 ice damage, and if struck by a critical success, they also suffer slow. Glacius is excellent for crowd control, tempo advantage, and setting up follow-up attacks from the rest of your party. Iceberg. Its MP cost is 20, targets 1 creature, and its duration is instantaneous. A chilling execution. A single target suffers your high roll plus 25 ice damage, ignoring resistances entirely. It's the cold, calculated counterpart to Flare. When you need to shut someone down with brutal finality, Iceberg makes sure they stay down. Ignis. Its MP cost is 10 times the number of targets. It targets up to 3 creatures. Its duration is instantaneous. You conjure a flame to incinerate multiple foes. Each foe takes your high roll plus 15 fire damage, and if they're hit by a critical success, they also become shaken. It's high pressure, high impact, and an excellent way to soften up some enemies. Soaring Strike. Its MP cost is 10. Its target is yourself, and its duration is instantaneous. You ride the wind into battle. Cast a spell to make an immediate melee attack, even against targets normally restricted to ranged weapons. And if you're using a brawling or a spear weapon, the strike deals an extra 5 damage. And if you hit a flying target, you force them to the ground. A tactical cinematic option that rewards clever weapon choices. Terra. Its MP cost is 10 times the number of targets. It can target up to 3 creatures, and its duration is instantaneous. The ground erupts beneath your enemies. Each target takes your high roll plus 15 earth damage, and if hit by a critical success, they lose 1 action on their next turn, down to a minimum of 0. This is an excellent tempo tool, especially when facing a boss with multiple turns in their actions. Note though that this spell cannot hit flying enemies at all. Thunderbolt. Its MP cost is 20. Its target is 1 creature, and its duration is instantaneous. A single devastating lightning strike. Thunderbolt deals your high roll plus 25 bolt damage, and just like Flare and Iceberg, it ignores resistances. It's a precision kill spell when you want a clean, electric finish. Ventus. Its MP cost is 10 times the number of targets, can target up to 3 creatures, and its duration is instantaneous. You summon gales to buffet your foes. Each target takes your high roll plus 15 air damage. If the target is flying, they are forced to land immediately. A little situational, but when you need to ground a dangerous aerial threat, Ventus does the job with force and flair. Vortex. Its MP cost is 10, its target is yourself, and its duration is for the entire scene. Winds whip around you in a protective spiral. While active, you gain an extra 2 defense against ranged attacks for the rest of the scene. It's your anti-archer tech. Now that we've explored the full range of elementalist spells, from pinpoint strikes to elemental barrages, it's time to look beyond. These are the heroic skills. Powerful, high-level abilities that redefine what your character can do once you've mastered the elementalist class and reached the upper tiers of play. Let's break them down. Powerful spell from the core rulebook. This one is a straightforward damage boost with wide applications. If you've mastered any of the following classes, Chimerist, Elementalist, Entropist, or Spiritist, you can take this heroic skill. Whenever you cast a spell that deals damage to 1 or more creatures, that spell deals an additional 5 damage to each target. And once you hit level 40, that bonus increases to 10 damage per target. It's simple, reliable, and makes every elemental blast that much more devastating. Volcano from the core rulebook. This is it, the ultimate spell of the Elementalist. Once you've mastered this class, you can choose to take a massive 40 MP spell with 2 versatile options. You can either deal 50 fire damage to a single target, or hit any number of targets you can see for 30 fire damage each. And at level 20, all of those numbers go up by 5 damage. And at level 40, it becomes 10. Here's the kicker though. Volcano ignores both resistances and immunities. No creature is safe. This is raw, apocalyptic firepower. By Magus from the High Fantasy Atlas. This one is a little complex, but incredibly powerful in the right hands. If you've mastered 2 or more of the following, Elementalist, Entropist, or Spiritist, and reach level 30, you can choose to unlock By Magus. Once per turn during a conflict, if you've got an arcane weapon equipped, you can use an action and spend 20 to 50 MP. Then perform the spell action twice for free, without paying the spell's usual MP costs. The 2 spells must have a combined MP cost equal to or lower than 20 plus the MP you spent to activate this skill, and the second spell must have an MP cost that is half or less than the first. It's high caliber magic math, but when you do the math, it's gonna land big. Fast Rituals from the High Fantasy Atlas. For those who love ritual casting even in the thick of battle, this one is a must. If you've mastered Chimerist, Elementalist, Entropist, or Spiritist, you can choose to take this one. You can initiate a ritual during combat with a huge advantage. The ritual clock starts with 2 fewer sections, to a minimum of 4. Faster resolutions mean your big magic comes online quicker than ever. Magic Guard from the High Fantasy Atlas. This one's all about protecting the flow of magic. If you've mastered one of the core spellcasting classes, including Elementalist, you can choose to take a reactive anti-magic defense. When you take the guard action and don't provide cover to an ally, you gain the following effect. When a creature casts a spell, you can spend MP equal to 10 plus the spell's MP cost. If you do, that spell is completely negated. No effects, no damage. It's as if it was never cast, though they still lose their action and the MP they spent. If you're the protector of your party's tempo, Magic Guard is a game changer. Arcane Soldier from the Techno Fantasy Atlas. This one's tailor-made for hybrids. To qualify, you need to have mastered the Elementalist, Sharpshooter, or Weapon Master classes, and know at least 2 offensive spells. Once per turn, you can use an action to make a free weapon attack against a single enemy. If it hits, you immediately cast a spell for free, so long as it's an offensive spell that costs 20 MP or less and targets the same enemy. Both the attack and spell use a high roll of 0 for calculation of your damage. It's a tight combo for spellblades and battle mages who want to weave martial and magical strikes together. Bend Magic from the Natural Fantasy Atlas. This one requires the Invocation skill from the Invoker class, so you'll want to bookmark this one for when we go over the Invoker. Just know it's a clever retaliatory burst of spellcraft, especially satisfying when timed just right. And that's the Elementalist, master of the primal forces, bending fire and frost and fury to reshape the battlefield with every cast. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more Fabula Ultima content, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you never miss a surge of my arcane insight. Got a favorite Elementalist combo? Or a moment where you turn the tide with a perfectly timed volcano? I want to hear all about it. Drop it in the comments below. If you want to support the channel, check out the links in the description. You'll find my Patreon where you can get early access to new videos and exclusive behind the scenes content, including homebrew review. Plus, my affiliate links to DriveThruRPG, where you can grab the core rulebook and the atlases we explored today. Before I go, I want you to know that you are loved. You are capable and worthy of love unconditionally. Be kind to others, but realize that you first must be kind to yourself. I'm the Neosoulgod, and this has been Dungeons and Deep Dives. May your rolls burn bright and your storms never miss. See you soon.